And now, live from the Steel Twins recording studio in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan, it's your boys, the Cannonball, the Cannon, the Steel Twins. What's up, everybody? It's voice acting night, and you know what that means.
That's right.
And joining us as ever, the great and powerful Keyblade Sonic, aka our Klavier Gavin. Thank you so much for jumping on. Just so you guys are aware, folks, Keyblade Sonic has another thing to go to shortly, while we're doing this. But we're gonna soldier forward because that's what we're about here at voice acting. So yeah. So what did you think of last week's episodes and the last week's stream? Do you have any specific feedback for us?
No, it went out pretty good. Exactly. It's the first one. Obviously, for me, it was really well done. I enjoyed it. This is my first time doing a live read per se. So this was actually a new experiment for me. So I'm hoping to gain more under my belt.
And that, you know what? I think that's just a sign of good things to come. So, we are waiting for one other voice actress to come on. I think she's just getting everything set up. We will definitely, she shouldn't have to worry because the lines we want her to read aren't going to happen for quite some time. Not very, very long, but yeah, but we'll go ahead and get things started. I think we're at a good place. So,
before we do.
Can't forget this part. So, folks, if you have a bottle cap to your bottle or a pin on your drink, you go ahead and pull that pin back or twist that cap off. Hey, package, what time is it?
It's time to get bombed.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, Mike.
Okay.
File.
So, let us go ahead and launch the Apollo Justice series.
The Apollo Justice trilogy.
Yes, indeed. I made a couple of adjustments to the mainstream screen, and I think I'm happy with those changes. We'll see what happens. But you'll be able to see everybody and everything. Health warning. Presented as initially released to preserve the games as originally created. I don't think we'll run into anything quite as crazy as we did last episode. Although, well, as unexpected, but there's definitely going to be some crazy stuff going on here. So, Apollo Justice and Trucy Wright have been invited to a concert hosted by none other than Klavier Gavin himself. He has his band, the Gavinners, so we get to see a side of Klavier Gavin not related to prosecuting. But little do we know that trouble will soon be afoot. Strap in, kids. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Keep your head up and your ass down. It's go time.
Hey, Maddie's here.
Maddie. How do we know?
She just popped up in the chat.
Oh,
no, Turnabout Ceridide. That's you. Let's rock. So.
We love you! Rock on, everyone! This party's not over yet. Get on your handkerchiefs for our special guest. That's right, baby. The night's just getting started.
You still Thank you to coming for Gavinners. Guilty as charged to her. Yeah, go ahead.
This ends the first part of tonight's show. There will now be a 20-minute intermission.
Yep, everybody's going to get their popcorn and everything. July 7th, 8:05 p.m. Backstage hallway.
This is so cool. Us at a Gavinners concert.
Huh? Did you say something? My ears are still ringing. The Gavinners putting the sick back in music.
Well,
I thought Mr. Gavin was really nice, sending us those tickets at 20% off. They're hard to get a hold of,
When you invite people to a concert, it's usually free.
Not in my concert.
Let's
Into his dressing room, Apollo. You know, like we're a couple of VIPs. I've always dreamed of being a VIP at a Gavinners show.
Trucy, you didn't know who Prosecutor Gavin was before that case. What kind of fan doesn't know the lead vocalist's name?
Oh, this guy? Well, he was more like a prince, really. He let us in. Klavier. What a lovely name. He's so dreamy. Yeah, but I'm a girl. I'm supposed to swoon over gods of rock.
God awful, maybe.
I bought all their stuff on the way home from the trial. Oh, God. I've got 12 Gavinners albums and 15 concert videos.
Where do you get the money for all that?
What?
Ugh.
That was quite a bit of impulse shopping.
Yeah, especially since it's only you and Phoenix Wright paying the bills, for crying out loud.
I got an advance on my next 15 years worth of allowance.
For Mr. Wright, that sounds like a real act of generosity.
I guess so. All right, we're heading in.
Who would have imagined me here at a Gavinners concert watching Prosecutor Gavin rock? To be honest, he was kind of cool, and I'm kind of envious. Not that I'd ever admit that to Trucy.
People can read minds. July 7th, Gavinners dressing room. Look at, man, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Ah, you made it.
Mr. Gavin, thanks so much for the tickets.
And the invoice you sent along with them.
You're incredible up on stage, Mr. Gavin.
Nothing like music to brighten the mood after a trial, yeah? And we're almost ready for our next act. I'm looking forward to it myself.
Lemuel's singing, right? The siren of the ballad?
Lemire,
okay.
Oh, yeah. That flyer said she flew all the way over for the show.
Boy, are her arms tired.
That's right. I happened to catch her show while overseas. Her voice is divine. I knew I had to invite her to perform with us.
Lemuel says, you praise me too highly.
Whoa! Who's this guy? He's huge!
Ah, allow me to introduce Mr. Romian Latros.
Lemire's manager.
Lemire's manager and her interpreter, incidentally.
It is a great honor for us to be here, and a great honor for Lemire to be heard in this country.
That voice. I wish I could understand it. It's beautiful.
Oh,
No, I have no idea what you're saying.
Oh, it's Lemire. I'm actually meeting Lemire.
Lemire, mysterious songstress. Her quiet, deep song glides through the air, lilting above a sparse but elegant piano accompaniment. Now this is music. She's a real artist. I have no idea what she's saying.
Lemire says, we have long looked forward to this joint performance.
Ah, Lemire, your voice. It is art.
No idea what you're saying.
Yet without his piano to guide me, it is but a voice. Uh-oh, who's the kid?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I've seen this kid somewhere before.
He plays piano at all of Lemire's concerts. He's cute, and he's a really good pianist.
Good pianists are a dying breed, I hear.
Don't let Phoenix Wright hear that. Allow me to introduce Maki Tobai. He is blind. This is why he never strays far from Lemire. They are always together.
They're like characters from some fairy tale.
Lemire's so, what's that word? Exotic. And mysterious.
She does seem quite pretty. At least her eyes do.
Hers a kind of a sightseeing music.
Huh?
She travels the globe, putting the sights she sees into song. Even though her appearance and voice are exotic, her songs remind us of something close and warm.
Sights in the song. That's so poetic.
She was gracious enough to put music to my lyrics tonight. The Guitar Serenade. I hope you enjoy it.
I can't wait.
And now it is time. For the next part, we're giving the Gavinners hard rock a little rest. Lamir, the stage is yours.
No.
The band members will not play during Lamir's ballad. Only Mackay's tender notes and Lamir's dulcet voice.
Tones, rather.
And my guitar, of course.
Woohoo! Nights like this make it all worthwhile, you know?
I should have learned to play the guitar. There's not much romance in chords of steel.
Shall we hit the stage then?
Good luck, Mr. Gavin.
Take care, your hearts aren't stolen away, yeah?
There he goes.
Let's get back to the concert hall, Polly.
And here they come.
All right, here we go.
Holly wants a concert.
Okay, so yeah, we'll just read the words on the screen. Sugar, sugar. Oh, that night in your embrace. When you stole away.
The keys. My heart held on so tight.
Little do we know that there's actually going to be a lot of,
Pleasure,
there's significance to these lyrics.
but a fleeting melody.
Mm-hmm.
It wraps itself around me. And now, through the air I fly.
Whoa! Hey!
What the heck?
Where'd she go?
Burning on in my heart. Fire. Burn my love away.
Whoa! Whoa! What? Hey! Hey! Oh, Jesus!
Like a bullet of love. Fire. Take my life away. All away.
Whoa! Magic!
Guitar, guitar. Up together to the sky.
He's trying to put out his guitar.
Put it out. Go, go, go.
Oh, that's a hell of an act. July 7th, 9:05 p.m. Backstage hallway.
Wow, wasn't Lamir amazing? I even cried a little.
I was surprised Prosecutor Gavin actually burned his guitar.
Yeah, that even surprised me, and I'm a magician. What a production.
What a destruction. I don't think Prosecutor Gavin was expecting it either, oddly. He looked as surprised as I was.
Is that what they call risking life and limb for art? I think he's my new hero.
I'm not sure I'd call that art.
Well, what are we doing here? Let's get going to Mr. Gavin's dressing room. There's 20 minutes till the last part of the show.
How many breaks does this band need?
July 7th, Gavinners dressing room.
What the heck was that? I was never consulted about it.
Sorry, Mr. Gavin, sir. I've asked the man in charge.
I play new rock, not great balls of fire. Speaking of fire, I have a good mind to fire whoever's responsible.
He seems upset.
Apollo Justice! Were you the one who tried to torch me?
Hey, I didn't do it!
So much for risking your life for art.
The Guitar Serenade is ruined. Ruined!
Well, let's try to talk to him at least.
I'm not sure that's the best move right now.
Well, let's do it anyway. The flaming guitar.
You mean the guitar that wasn't part of the act?
Part of the act. Who'd burn up a guitar on purpose?
But it worked really well with the lyrics just then. Burning on in my heart. fire. Burn my love away. All away.
Wait, you think the audience thought it was...
Sounds like you got lucky.
They probably thought it
It's part of the act. At least I did.
He got lucky and he didn't realize it.
Anyway, that guitar was the Ferrari of guitars. All the speed, all the sound, and all the price. If I burned one of those at every show, I'd go broke.
Unusually frugal for a rock band.
Try saying that to Mr. Gavin.
Dude, today's been one disaster after another.
really.
Ooh.
My hog won't run. My guitar case broken.
Daddy told me there'd be days like these.
Start over.
Daddy told me there'd be days like these.
Lemir's song.
Wasn't Lemir's song incredible? You worked on it too, right, Mr. Gavin?
Ah, yes, thanks. It was a collaboration. I wrote the lyrics and she wrote the melody.
You know, I was surprised she could sing in English.
I'm sure she practiced a long time for this day. Ah, here.
This will be important.
Here we go. Guitar Serenade.
What's this?
A lyric sheet. It's yours.
Nice.
Signed by myself and Lamir.
Wow. Like a bullet of love.
Yippee! Thanks so much!
All I ever get to sign are client defense agreements.
Lyric sheet added to the court record.
Contains lyrics to Limer's ballad.
Almost time for the third act of the night.
Oh, there's more?
Yes, Lamir's part is done. Now it's time for us to drop our groove again, yeah? Hope you're ready to catch it.
Woohoo! Ready, Apollo?
I think I'll pass.
Eh?
I like the bit with Lemire, but the rest could use a volume knob turned way down.
Apollo, you're getting old.
Ah! Does 22 qualify as old to a 15-year-old?
Oh boy.
Just called you a boomer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm going.
Let the old folks rest past stays, yeah? Time to rock.
Alex Pulowski has liked the stream. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're older than I am.
Okay, so let's move back to the hallway.
Oh, Apollo, you're so old.
Backstage
The hallway. Oh, there's a microphone on the floor.
Hey, it's you. That right kid.
Detective Sky. I'll let that right kid business pass.
Yeah, she's Misty's missing her spot, but that's okay. She's got plenty of lines here.
Call me Emma. There's no need for titles once you shared a bottle of fingerprinting powder.
That's fair.
That's a new one. So, Emma, what are you doing here?
Isn't it obvious? I'm snacking. You think I want to be here? Me? In charge of security in this pit?
Security? Did something happen?
There's no knowing where that Glimmer's fop. Apparently, he's all upset because something was stolen. He wanted security back here during the concert. Where does he get off acting like he's some big rock star?
He is a big rock star.
Hey, you listening to me?
So, where's this door here lead to?
This one? That's Lemir's dressing room. Don't even think of going in there unless you want a piece of snack goose in your face.
What the heck is that?
Looks like a beef jerky.
Sausage.
I guess.
Is she ever in a good mood, I wonder?
All right, the Gavinners.
Emma?
Munch.
I've never seen someone eat snacks with such vehemence. Better give her a wide berth. Oh! She snack-gooed me.
She threw a snack at him.
I don't think she's gonna do much. Maybe we should just
Let's just go through it anyway. Lemire.
Emma?
Munch.
I've never seen someone eat someone's famous. What? Ow! Snack-gooed me again.
Okay, so I think we're gonna look at Lemire's dressing room.
So, this is Lemire's dressing room.
If you even think about going in there, I'll...
Whoa! Whoa! What was that?
No!
Whoa! Was that a gunshot?
2 of them!
Oh, something's going on.
You, out of my way!
Emma!
Lemire? Lemire! It's not locked. I'm going in.
Oh boy. July 7th, 9:30 p.m., Lemire's dressing room. Look, 2 bullet holes.
Whoa!
Now look, but they're so apparently they both missed.
What about that bruise? Look at that.
Uh,
What's that awful noise? Oh, it's the concert.
Whoa!
Ah! It's Lemire's manager, Mr. What's his name?
Latouche! Oh no! Hey, you!
Me?
Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup.
Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right?
And don't touch anything. I'll be right back.
What's going on? I just talked to him and now... He's alive! Miss Latouche, can you hear me?
Shot. I was shot.
Who? Who shot you?
I don't know. Ask.
Ask what?
Ask witness.
Scott Ryan joined the chat.
Hey.
Witness! There was a witness? Who?
Cold. So cold. Witness.
You're cold? Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. Help is on the way.
Can't see.
Hang in there, Miss Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is Siren.
Siren? How can a siren witness anything?
And he's gone.
Miss Latouche! Yipes! Emma? What was that? Who's there?
What's wrong?
Emma, did you see anyone just now?
Huh? No.
I could have sworn I heard a door close.
The concert's been canceled. Backup's on its way. Is Mr. Latouche... He's dead, isn't he? That's terrible.
Huh? I lost him. Romeo and Latouche, shot. And I heard his last words. The witness is the siren. Whatever that means. July 7th, backstage hallway.
Okay.
The venue's locked down. We took names and addresses before letting the crowd go.
Good work, Darian.
I'll let you know if I find out anything about the victim. Later.
Oh, what the heck?
It's investigation time then, Fräulein detective.
I don't need some rock and rolling prosecutor to tell me that.
One request I must make. Tell no one on staff or otherwise anything of this.
Ooh, a gag order.
No word gets out other than that Mr. Latouche is dead. No word of the cause of death or of the murder.
Tell no one. Not even Lemire?
Not even her. We must keep everything under wraps. Oh, one other thing. I'll need your signature on this, her forehead. Yours too, Fräulein.
On that? An investigation request.
Why just us?
You two are civilians. It's standard procedure.
That should be okay to sign, I think.
Prosecutor Gavin's investigation request signed with great reluctance.
Information concerning the crime to be restricted to police and related parties.
Yeah, so Scott, you just
Right. Well, get started with the investigation.
absolutely, she's going in all right. So,
Thanks to Maddie and Scott for joining the chat, just in case they missed it.
I'm on it already.
Ah, and one tip for you.
Huh? Me?
Try not to get into the Fräulein detective's way. She's in a foul mood today.
Gee, I wonder why.
Gee, I wonder why.
We were all questioned as witnesses. And now none of us can go home. We'll investigate, all right. Our way.
Somehow I don't see us getting back to that crime scene anytime soon.
I still can't believe I was there when it happened. Not an experience I care to repeat anytime soon.
This is no time for navel gazing. Let's crack this case.
I worry about Trucy. She seems to have a very loose idea of what it means to be an attorney. Of course, that's not surprising considering who her father is.
Something the matter?
No. Let's get cracking. I'm the only one who was there. The only one who heard Mr. Latusse's last words.
The witness is siren. What does that mean?
First order of business is to find out what he meant by siren.
All right, well, let's look around. What the heck is this thing here?
What's that? It looks like some kind of future phone.
Not a phone, a transceiver. It's called a headset.
What's a headset doing on the floor? Wait, do you think Mr. Latouche might have been wearing it? Like one of those bodyguards?
I don't think he was wearing one when we first met. The LED on this thing is lit. It must be on.
Yeah, so somebody must have dropped it. Take a look at these cords.
Looks like an instrument case. A big instrument case.
There's a great magic trick you can do in one of these.
Huh? What kind?
The miraculous beautiful girl escapes the case illusion.
So it's the girl who's miraculous, not the escape?
So picky.
Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at this guitar case.
I'm thirsty, Apollo.
Want something to drink?
How about this one? A Steel Samurai soda.
Call back to a previous episode.
Now in real steel flavor.
Huh?
Here, my treat.
Hey, this isn't enough change.
The machines outside are cheaper. This one is highway robbery.
Okay. And we don't have anything. Oops. Okay, let's back up. Okay. What's this?
That's the Blue Badger, the police mascot.
Does the Blue Badger have something to do with the band?
Well, yeah. The Blue Badger is the Gavinners mascot too.
Huh. Go figure.
I hear those things fly off the shelves.
I'll have to take a closer look at one someday.
Yeah. Let's see if we can go into this door.
That's the Gavinners' dressing room. The crime scene was Lemire's dressing room. Next door.
Never know where clues might be hiding, Apollo. Let's case this joint.
After you, Trucy, P.I. Well, I guess we had to move.
Let's try it.
Lemire's dressing room.
The scene of the crime.
We're not supposed to go in there.
But aren't we involved? Aren't we duty bound to investigate?
Sadly, no. Though the situation being what it is, now may be our best chance to do some snooping.
Okay, what story mode tell us? I know we're moving. I think we're... Yep, we're going back into Lemire's dressing room. July 7th, Lemire's dressing room, period.
Oh, it's you. I figured you'd come.
You have to let us investigate the scene, please!
You're attorneys, no? Shouldn't you wait until you have a client?
Latouche did tell me... Latouche did tell me to ask the witness the siren with his dying breath, no less. Doesn't that count?
Glare at me all you want. You'll get no snacks from me. Please! Think of poor Lemire! Oh well, I suppose. You did find a body with me.
Great! Let's get to it!
Right! Just try not to touch anything.
She's letting us look, and she's not munching her snacks. This bodes well. There are clues here, I can feel it. Leave no hanger unhung, no spot unspotted.
Well, I want to take a look at these two bullet holes up here. What's going on here?
Are these bullet holes?
Looks like it. There are two here in the wall.
From the look of it, the victim was shot once in the shoulder. The first shot must have missed. But there are 2 holes. Wouldn't that mean 2 misses? The murder weapon is a .45 caliber revolver. It's very powerful. I believe what we're seeing here is the mark left by the second bullet after it passed through its shoulder. Ouch! Sounds painful.
No kidding. I wonder about this murder weapon.
All right, let's. Okay.
Yeah, talk to her
So,
first.
okay, the victim.
Mr. Romain Latouche, wasn't it? He was Lemir's manager and interpreter, apparently. This is his first time in the country. So I'm guessing he didn't know many people here. Hey, we got somebody.
Coming in.
Okay. Oh, look who it is.
Well, I mean, I don't know if her camera's set up yet, but
Yeah, but I do see her name.
yep. So we'll wait. So anyway, let's keep going.
It doesn't seem likely. Nor can I think of anyone with a motive to murder him. Except for one person, of course.
One person?
Lemire. No one here might have had a motive, but she's from...
What are you talking about?
Hey, it was Emma's idea!
I said nothing.
Always with the snacks.
He's a big man. Or was. I don't think even I would win in a fight with him.
Which is why whoever was used a revolver, I'm guessing.
We sent a request to the Burundian embassy for more info on him.
Okay. So let's see. Let me quickly send her a message.
No, she said duty. She's gonna get some of that, the real steel flavor, all right.
Gosh.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah,
Cool.
sure, no problem. Don't worry. No worries.
Okay.
Okay, so,
All right.
getting some messages here, and, so far we knew about the victim,
So him.
yeah, seeing we can just see if Missy's getting set up here. Well, at least we get to listen to this music.
Yeah. I like it. It's cool. So anyway, the crime.
Well, you
Well, you and I know more about the crime than anyone. You do?
that's true. It was us who found the body.
What? I guess that's what I missed for watching the concert.
Hey, I wish I was watching the concert. Anything would be better than this.
Well, we know the crime took place during the concert.
And when we heard the shot and entered the room, the killer was already gone.
What? But that doesn't make sense. You came in when you heard the shot and no one was here? How did they leave the room?
That window is a little too small, isn't it? The mystery of the disappearing killer.
Well, I want to take a look at something, because look, there's a ladder right here. Scott Ryan said 210 stars. Thank
Love
you so
that.
much. Love this stuff.
Yes. Huh. Another ladder.
Actually, it's technically a step ladder.
Well, hello, Miss Fancy Pants. Please forgive my lack of ladder discrimination. Huh?
I'm less worried about the step ladder and more worried about why it's there.
Why is the ladder there? Well, to climb, right? To reach something on the ceiling?
I still say it's a step ladder.
Now, there's that argument again.
What's wrong, Apollo? Your mouth is catching flies.
Nothing. It's nothing.
Maybe that's how the killer...
Escaped.
Maybe that's how the killer escaped. That's what you were thinking, right?
Eh?
When we arrived on the scene, the killer had already fled. He or she must have had a way out. And that air vent is one possibility. But it's much too small.
Not if the killer were about your size, Trucy.
I didn't do it.
Eh?
I was cutting up the dance floor at the time, thank you.
I know. Of course I don't think you did it.
It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Apollo.
Hey, what have I done?
What's this down here?
Oh, what a pretty brooch. Oh, Emma? You're not going to say, "Can I have it, please," are you? Oh. Look, you may be a cute little girl at 15, but that doesn't get you any special treatment with me. Oh,
It's not healthy to envy the young, Emma.
it's not about envy. It's about tampering with evidence.
Note to self, Emma lacks a sense of humor. Use caution.
You need to learn to respect your elders a little.
Something seems so familiar about that brooch.
Hold up. And found at the crime scene. Strangely familiar.
Says I gotta get going. The event wants me to be there early. My apologies. Hey, no problemo, Carlos. Hey, thanks for joining us, dude. Hopefully we'll see you.
We'll see you sometime around.
Yeah, my apologies, everybody. I have some commitments to go right now. Just want to thank you guys. I'll be back as Klavier next time we do this. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and keep watching this, guys. These guys are great. So hope you guys take care. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Zion Boyman, the first time chat says, "Objection! Everybody needs special treatment." Welcome to the chat, my friend.
Your patronage. Cool.
Found at the crime scene. Seems strangely familiar.
Okay. Huh. All right.
Oh, Misty, there you are. How are you today?
This is the murder weapon. All right, so let's hold on a second. Turn it off. So, all right. So we've got okay. Oh, she popped out. Well, we'll wait a second.
Am I supposed to be here, or am I not supposed to be here?
You are. Yes. I appreciate it. So we're gonna have you try out Emma Sky here. So we're investigating a murder in a dressing room. We just found the body, and we're just starting the investigation. So she's. Can you see our screen?
It's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see.
And
Okay,
thanks for the follow, Zion Boyman.
Yeah. So we're picking up some traffic here. So we're looking at the murder weapon here, and Emma says.
That's right. Big 45 caliber revolver.
Wow. I wonder who brought this in here. I thought only police were allowed to have one of those.
Why are you giving me that look? I didn't do it.
I didn't.
Listen, I was out in the hall eating snackos when it happened.
I know. No one here thinks you did it, Emma.
It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Apollo.
Hey, what have I done?
Wait, if the killer brought a revolver, it must mean they had planned this from the start. That's right?
Revolver added to the court record.
Followed Kabooey. Yes, of course, Zion Boyman. Murder weapon, a deadly high caliber revolver.
Okay, so thank you. All right. Okay, so we're looking at the body now.
That's a body, isn't it?
Go ahead, Misty.
That's okay.
Sure is. The victim, no less. Let's take a closer look.
Go ahead, Apollo. You first.
Me? No, you should go first, Trucy. Really?
Will you two stop bickering and get over here?
She's munching on snackoos again. Hope she's not too annoyed. 45 per caliber, pretty practical. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So all right. So his fist is closed. He's holding something.
Apollo, look at this hand!
He's holding something.
Hey, no touching.
You can throw all the snacks at me you'd like, Emma, but sooner or later, you're gonna run out of them.
Raise a good point. I'm a bit intrigued by this thing. Let's take a look.
Ah, see there? He's holding something! What's this?
A key ring?
You think it might belong to the killer?
Certainly a possibility.
What an unusual key ring. And what unusual keys? This could be a vital clue.
Key ring's been added to the court record.
This little Truce died clutching this. Note the heart-shaped ring.
Yeah, and didn't the lyrics also mention that? Because here are the lyrics to the song. Sugar, sugar, oh night in your embrace. When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight.
Yeah.
That's odd.
Well.
Actually going to play a board game when you get to solve a murder at 7. Oh,
Wow.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot
What's
of
that
fun.
message up there?
Yeah, it looks like he tried to write something.
Is that blood? Why don't you examine this one, Apollo? You know more about red stuff than I do. Yep.
Says who? Something is strange about this blood, though. Is that what it looks like?
All right. Why is this there?
The body was holding a key ring.
I wonder what it can mean.
It must mean something.
It doesn't look like a kind of Mr. Latouche would use. So the question is, whose key ring is it?
Well, you're practically a detective there, Apollo.
Practically.
I'm glad it brings him so much joy to mock me. Okay, back it up.
I guess so.
There's nothing else to.
There's nothing else to see here. So this was tipped over.
Seeing these mirrors lined up like that makes me think I'm really in a dressing room.
You are in a dressing room. This must be makeup. I've never heard of most of these brands.
Yeah, smeared blood, no, totally not a clue. Yeah, totally not.
Maybe they're Virginian.
All I know is they sure don't make for much of a clue.
Get a look at that revolver again.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because it is.
A 45 caliber revolver. Very deadly.
You know, Apollo, I was wondering, what's a caliber and what does the 45 mean?
Huh?
You want me to tell you? It's the size of the barrel. Simply put, the larger the caliber, the bigger the round. The bullet, in other words. Bigger bullets do more damage.
Wow. Chuck, what? Point up for forensic science?
You know it.
But it's not 45 inches, right? That'd be too big.
Phrasing.
What's the unit of measurement they use, Ms. Science? Well,
Hush. You shouldn't ask so many questions.
She doesn't know.
Smeared blood, no, totally not a clue.
Okay. There's a bunch of roses here.
What an amazing bouquet. I mean, it's giant.
Not sure I approve. It'd be better if this flower was more... Oh.
the flower fell off.
What happened to preserving the crime scene, Emma?
It's fine. Fine. I'll just put it back. See?
How scientific.
All right.
Holy Clint Eastwood.
That gun looks like a 44 Magnum.
Hey, you gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky?
So I'm presenting. Okay.
Well, do you, punk?
So I'm presenting the revolver.
So this is the murder weapon? This revolver is incredibly heavy.
It's been fired twice and still smell the gunpowder. That's odd.
What's odd?
Oh, nothing.
Hey, no fair. Tell us.
It's just something about this revolver seems strange.
Strange? Well,
Let's go
talk
look
to her
at it.
about that. Well,
Actually, let's look at it.
All right.
All right. Doesn't look like it's been dusted for prints. Here's the barrel.
the middle of the weapon is a revolving chamber. That's where you load the bullets. A revolver, see?
Revolver. That sounds a bit like Wonder Bar. Especially if you say it really fast.
I guess. You know what I always used to think?
You know what I always used to think? I used to think the closest sound to Wonder Bar was one liver. There's just so many words in the world, Apollo. Isn't it amazing?
So many different words, so many different people. People like Trucy.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel lucky. Not so sure about the victim, though.
Yeah.
Yikes! Don't point that thing at me!
Don't worry, I'm an old hand with firearms. I have one that shoots bullets.
I don't want it shooting any bullets, thank you!
Not those bullets, silly. My gun shoots Bullets the Magic Cat.
A cat comes out of a gun?
I can tell by your expression you've never heard of that trick. It's a great one.
Honestly, that one sounds halfway interesting.
All right. So nothing odd. What was that?
I said I could use a cat gun.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That sounds like a lot of. Okay. So what is this? Is there anything about this?
What?
Okay. There's a guitar. Oh, there's a key shaped like a guitar.
There are 3 keys in this heart-shaped key ring. This middle key is shaped like a guitar?
I get it. It must be the key to a guitar case.
A guitar case key? I bet I know who this belongs to. Well
Huh.
then.
He was clutching a.
So, all right, so what are you? So I think we could talk to her about one more thing. The murder weapon.
What do you think about the revolver?
Well, it's pretty big and heavy.
That's right. It's a 45 caliber.
Who names their cat Bullets?
She does. This person does apparently.
That makes it one of the deadliest revolvers around. Even the police don't carry guns this big.
Really?
Yeah, doesn't make any sense. You don't need so much power to kill at such close range. It's overkill.
I'm not sure I see the problem. I mean, whenever I go out to eat curry, I order it extra spicy, just to be sure it's spicy. Of course, I can only ever eat 1 or 2 bites.
And that's not a problem?
There's another thing about a gun this big. It puts a lot of strain on the shooter.
Strained?
Yeah. Say if you were to fire this revolver, the recoil would probably dislocate your shoulder.
Ouch! It's like the shooter's a victim too.
Yes, the killer used this revolver, and quite well.
Guessing whoever did it was used to shooting.
Used to shooting a high caliber weapon?
Well, that's about it. I think we've looked at just about everything there is.
Well, when you're akin to Phoenix Wright, who knows what stuff they pull out of a hat?
Indeed.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, you should have been there for the last case. That one was a doozy. I guess you're right.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I know how you're feeling. It's hard to know when to stop. But anything more involved has to wait until the squad gets here.
I suppose.
I'll go report the evidence. Sorry, but could you wait here until I get back?
Huh? Oh, actually, we have to...
Great, thanks.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, boy. She left.
What do we do, Apollo? She told us to wait.
Great. Now, how am I supposed to investigate?
Oh, well, I guess it can't be helped. Let's go.
Huh? Go?
Time's a wasting, Apollo. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Well, that's true, but on second thought, why not? I'm sure everything will be fine.
Nothing ever goes according to plan.
Of course it will. Let's go.
No.
All right. Well, hold on. Oh. All right. So we're moving back to the backstage hallway.
July 7th, backstage hallway. Whoa! What the?
Eek!
Who's there? Whoa!
Who the hell is that guy?
We didn't just imagine that, did we?
He was wearing a steel cap. Friend of yours?
Hardly.
Whoever that was, he sure looks suspicious.
Yeah, no kidding. He just, we ran headlong into him. All right, so now we're going back to we're going to the stage. New location, July 7th in the wings. What is it with today? Problem after problem. Achtung!
You ain't kidding.
It's the two leading members of the Gavinners, Apollo. Klavier on vocals and Darian on guitar. They're so cool.
I have a hard time thinking of Klavier as anything but a prosecutor, honestly.
Fine. It's Ace Attorney. Nothing is fine.
Yeah, no shit.
Exactly right.
Huh? What are they arguing about?
Probably the case, I'd bet.
My hog won't start. My guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about?
Hey, man, don't blame me. You were the one who missed the cue.
Me? Miss a cue? How could I conceivably get the most important part of that song wrong? How? And what was all that tinny playing of yours?
Who you calling Tinny?
Sounds like they're having a spat. What are those differences in musical direction bands are always splitting up over?
This is hardly the time.
What are you two doing here?
Hi up.
We were just discussing the investigation, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Wait, you were what?
Listen, you need to confirm that with the Republic of Borgia. You need to confirm that with the Republic of Borgia, Detective Crescent.
Right. Anything else? What did you just call him? Detective.
What?
Greetings.
What the hell?
What?
Look at that guy's hair.
Darian Crescent, Criminal Affairs, Division 3. Hello? Criminal Affairs? Should you be
What?
focusing on the case rather than music?
Well, apparently that's what these two are doing.
Apollo, you really don't know anything about the Gavinners, do you?
Something tells me that's about to be remedied.
Let's talk to him. The case.
About the crime,
Which crime do you mean?
the murder, what else?
Oh, that. For me, today's been a hit parade of crimes, you see.
Prosecutor Gavin was singing the blues earlier, wasn't he? Something about his hog and his guitar case.
Gotta go, catch you later. Okay, see you later.
Thanks for
Zion.
stopping by, even for 5 minutes. Anyway, I'm afraid you know more about the killing of Miss Latouche than I do. For now, at least.
Huh?
You were the one who found the body, yeah? While we were in the middle of a performance, no less.
Aren't you going to examine the crime scene, Prosecutor Gavin?
I'll leave that to Fräulein Detective. Wouldn't want to step on her toes.
They're not exactly best buddies, are they? Emma and Prosecutor Gavin, I mean.
Well, what to do next? We've already checked out the scene. Prosecutor Gavin may be right. We might be the most informed for once.
Maybe Prosecutor Gavin can shed some light on things we found.
So first of all, let's talk about the Gavinners.
I don't believe you, Apollo. How can you come to this concert and not know about the Gavinners?
It's not surprising. Why, even our ancestors knew nothing of America's existence once.
I know America exists.
The Gavinners aren't just an average rock band, Apollo. Each member is connected to the police somehow. The police?
The police?
The real police. By day they pack heat, but by night they heat up the stage. By day those lips interrogate. By night they sing songs of unrequited passion.
Okay.
They debuted 7 years ago with 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Then came Love with No Chance of Parole, and My Boyfriend is the Prosecution's Witness.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
Talk about titles.
Yeah, exactly.
The,
The list of hits goes on and on.
This here's my right-hand man, Darian Crescent. I make the melodies, and he attacks them with his guitar. He's a bit of a rogue, really.
This guy's a bit of a perfectionist. When a performance goes the least bit wrong, he goes into this funk. Just like today. Murder will be a bit more off-putting than a ruined concert.
A concert today? A disaster. I'll get to the bottom of this, and then we'll see who missed a cue.
The missed cue? They were arguing about that before.
Great. I love nothing more than questioning tormented artists. The missed cue.
The missed cue.
What's this missed cue you keep talking about?
Aha, you heard it, didn't you? From the audience?
Actually, I didn't notice anything.
See? No amateur's going to pick up on that.
Can you guarantee an entire audience of amateurs? 9. Now take a listen to this.
What's that?
A mixing board. We used it to record our concert tonight.
Aren't we supposed to be investigating a murder?
Yeah, there's always something connected.
Yep.
Well, we come this far, might as well go all the way. I've always wanted to learn about the recording industry.
Hey, let's get a listen to this.
Okay, I think...
This is but one of the devices used in recordings. We're a 5-part band. This lets us record each member's performance separately. You use the sliders to adjust the volume for each part. Check it out.
Hey, that inconsistency at number 2, you see that?
Yeah.
Wow, neat. So, could you say only hear the drum part?
Of course, that's how we'll find the criminal guilty of missing his cue tonight.
I'm more concerned with the other criminal, the one who kills people.
You want help on the case? Then help me with mine.
I guess rock and roll comes before prosecuting.
Oh boy, let's begin. First, we bring up the part of the performance in question. You simply choose a section of the song you wish to hear on the uppermost bar, like so.
Like this.
There it is. And now listen.
Was something wrong?
You couldn't hear it? Listen again, closely.
The timing's a little off, isn't it?
You see, there, right at the most important part. And even an amateur can hear it.
An amateur with a mixing board, maybe.
You're missing the point. We'll never stamp out crime until we're perfect. Perfect!
Here he goes again.
Right. Herr Amateur, you will prove my point.
Huh? Me?
You will find the missed cue. He will tell us which instrument, which part is the guilty party.
But how?
Did I not just explain it? Move the sliders with the left stick to adjust the volume for each part. Then you will find the part that hopelessly bungles the cue with
left and right.
Left and right on the left stick. You'll find it with your untrained amateur ears.
Nothing to do but try, Apollo.
I guess. I'll admit, this looks kind of fun.
First, a quick review. Use up and down to adjust the part's volume. Jump to another section of the song with the L buttons. And use the
left stick, left and right. And use left stick and right to switch parts. Got it.
Once you found the guilty part, press the triangle button to point it out. Time to rock. Okay.
Okay, so turn all but 2 down and keep playing it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll first of all, push the L1 button and see. Okay, R1, and R1. Stop.
So.
Take that! This part is off.
Which is that? Second guitar. It was you, Darian.
Ugh. Ah, well, looks like the cat's out of the bag.
Ah, well, that's all you have to say? That kind of attitude lets killers walk free, Darian.
Here they go again.
Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to ask about the concert. Starting to feel like we're just wasting time.
It's all experience under our belts. That can't be bad.
Mixing board added to the chord record.
Let's see what happens when you give... I still can't get over the title for that song. Guilty Love?
So we're supposed to present something
Yeah,
now?
try presenting the keys to him. See if that was
Oh,
his.
yeah. Roger that. Because, yeah, I mean, the guitar case looks like it, so let's see.
I was wondering if you knew anything about this.
That
Does it look familiar?
familiar? It's mine. That's my key ring. I've been looking all over for it.
What? This is yours, Mr. Gavin?
I knew it!
Apollo, how can you make that I knew it face? This is the key ring that was...
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, anyway. So, where'd you find it?
Actually, the victim was holding it. Like he was trying to keep it from the killer, even if it meant his life.
What? The victim? You mean Mr. Latouche had my keys?
Indeed.
When will my trials be over?
Speaking of trials, I've never heard Mr. Gavin whine in court like he's been today.
Emma was right about the fob. I'll give her that.
Apollo! Mr. Gavin, maybe we can help. Tell us about your troubles today.
I really don't think that's...
Tell us. And we'll keep mum about the keyring for now.
Are you blackmailing me, Fräulein?
Well, I guess we can talk to
Okay.
her then. Talk to him about Gavin's troubles. You were saying something about your motorcycle not starting.
And something about your guitar case being busted.
You're well informed.
You mentioned it a few times.
It all happened this morning. It's all this key ring's fault.
The key ring.
It's got all my keys on it, yeah? My bike key, my car key, and the key to my guitar case.
Wait, so this key ring...
It disappeared. I thought I'd put it in my jacket pocket.
Prosecutor Gavin's key ring disappeared?
I had to come to the concert by taxi. How embarrassing. And in order to get my guitar out, I had to break the lock.
Wait, this guitar wasn't the one that...
The very one. Up in flames. And right on stage, too.
I actually thought that was part of the show.
Crazy. And to top it off, Mr. Latouche's life was taken. Nobody told me about days like these.
Strange days indeed.
You think?
What's wrong, Trucy?
Well, I was just trying to make sense of everything. First, this heart-shaped key ring gets stolen. Then a very expensive guitar flares up on stage. Then Mr. Latouche dies.
Yes. And?
Could it all really be just a coincidence?
I think
not. I think not.
Oh.
9, my friend. 9. Coincidence? Meaning... Darren, can you make any sense of all this?
Hey, don't look at me.
What do you think, Apollo?
Huh?
Hold on. Do. Oh, Eastern nuts.
My fault. I forgot you were Eastern, not Central.
That's good.
Oh, no problem,
No
Misty.
problem.
I mean... I mean, either Mr. Gavin's having a really bad day, or all this was planned.
Oh my gosh, this is an anti-ladderite. that ladderist. God damn it, Scott.
God damn it to us for missing that. You aren't thinking what I think you're thinking. See, all this was planned.
Oh.
Are you, Fräulein?
I am.
What? Hey, don't leave me in the dark with Spike here. The name's Apollo, but yeah, I agree. Don't leave us in the dark. What are you talking about?
Haven't you noticed a connection, Apollo? A curious connection between all of Mr. Gavin's troubles today?
Well, I have noticed.
I have noticed.
You know, something was bugging me too. That key ring and the guitar and the body.
Slow down there, Polly. You look a wee bit dizzy.
He's bluffing. He hasn't figured it out. Fees up if you're a man. You're as clueless as I am. Huh?
No. Give Hair Forehead a chance. Let's see your evidence of the connection. Shall we?
Yeah, evidence? I better think of something pronto.
Come on. Let's see it. What's the connection between all of Mr. Gavin's troubles?
Well, let's read these lyrics, okay? Sugar, sugar, oh, that night in your embrace when you stole away the keys my heart held on to so tight.
Pleasure, but a fleeting melody wraps itself around me, and now through the air I fly.
Whoa, burning on in my heart. Fire, burn my love away, all away. Like a bullet of love. Fire, take my life away, all away.
Guitar, up together, to the sky.
Really?
Take that! It's this, isn't it? A lyric sheet? The guitar serenade? What's that got to do with anything?
It has everything to do with everything. Though I wouldn't have believed it if the Fräulein hadn't pointed it out.
What are you talking about, man? Enough of the riddles!
Maybe it is a coincidence, or perhaps it means something. Don't you think, Fräulein?
I do. Everything that's happened to Mr. Gavin today is predicted in the lyrics to this song.
What? No way!
Song's prediction.
Look, just think about everything that's happened to Mr. Gavin. Let's list them in the order that they occurred while reading this lyric sheet.
First, the key ring was stolen.
And not just any key ring, a heart-shaped key ring.
That's right here. When you stole away the keys my heart held onto so tight. This is a heart holding keys.
And next, his guitar burst into flame.
Burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away.
And then Mr. Latouche was killed.
Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away. But that's crazy!
Yeah, no kidding.
So everything that happened today here, this song predicted it all?
Or perhaps it was the other way around.
Huh?
The criminal could have based their crime on the lyrics.
But who would go through all that trouble?
Well, can we consider who wrote those lyrics?
Well then.
Someone who moves in mysterious ways, no doubt. I believe you've stumbled upon something quite vital and quite annoying, Fräulein.
She looks pleased. Lyrics predicting the crime? Klavier?
Seems a bit more than just a coincidence to me.
I have to agree. The keyring, the guitar, and the murder? The keyring might have been dropped by accident.
Yet the victim was holding it. Hard to think that it was unconnected.
That's true. Prosecutor Gavin's calm as collected as ever.
So the criminal matched their actions to the lyrics?
It sounds likely. Why would anyone do that? While we think about that, I'm gonna get cracking on the biggest crime here. I'm gonna talk to the Boringian embassy about this, Mr. Latouche.
Ah, right. Thanks, Darian.
I'll leave the pondering of mysteries to you. I'm out of here. Something's funny about this guy.
A foreign national, Mr. Latouche, was killed. Seems like that would have to be the point of all this. But they did more than that. They left us with not only a murder, but a mystery.
Mr. Gavin sure is irritable today.
Maybe this is the real Prosecutor Gavin we don't get to see in the courtroom.
I've had enough, frankly. If you find any more mysteries, do me a favor and keep it to yourselves, yeah?
Yeah. I guess this is all we're going to get from Prosecutor Gavin. That leaves Lemire to question. Prosecutor Gavin, do you know where Lemire is now?
I had her go to my dressing room. With that pianist, Maki Dabai, of course. She seemed rather shocked by Mr. Latouche's sudden passing.
The Gavinners' dressing room. Got it.
Well, that's where we're going.
Charge! Story mode confirms that. Backstage hallway. July 7th, backstage hallway. Oh, it's
Whoa.
him again!
Eek!
Who's there?
And he just disappeared again.
There he goes again! Who is that guy? Huh? Trucy?
You know, he did look sort of familiar.
So he is a friend of yours.
No, that's not it. Sorry, I don't remember.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, let's move to Gavinners' dressing room, right?
Right.
July 7th, Gavinners' dressing room.
Ah, Lemire! What? What has happened? I heard that Mr. Latusas died.
Lemire? You speak? I mean, you speak English?
Ah, yes. I was invited here from the Republic of Beringia, but I am not Beringian by birth. But wasn't Mr. Latus your interpreter? Ah, that. Yes, well, it was Mr. Latus's idea. He thought it would add to the mystery, you see.
Then your pianist is also...
No, Maki Tabai is Beringian. He does not speak English. Now, please tell me, what has happened to Mr. Latus? Why did he... Actually, Mr. Latus was...
Trucy!
Huh?
Remember what Prosecutor Gavin said. Not a word.
But Mr. Latus is Lemire's manager. That's not fair to her. I mean, isn't she a related party?
Precisely what Prosecutor Gavin doesn't want to alert, I suspect.
All we've been told is to wait here in this room. It's very unsettling.
I'm sorry. We're trying to figure it out ourselves. Do you think I could ask you some questions?
Of course. I'm always willing to help.
She's as calm as she looked on stage. I can't put my finger on why, but I like this Lemire.
What is it, Maki? What? But you'd be alone.
What seems to be the problem?
Maki, he's not good around strangers. He wishes to go out for a breath of fresh air. Would that be alright?
Sure, of course. Okay, out he goes.
Very well. What is it you wish to ask me about?
Well, let's talk to her. And, well does Misty want to... Misty, do you want to try to pick this person up? Or... Because I don't know when Emma Sky's coming back.
She is coming back eventually, but...
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, cool.
Lemire. The Republic of Beringia. That's in Northern Europe, right?
I've never even heard of it! I started out singing in a restaurant, and the producer called me. Before I knew it, here I am. You don't say! You know, my daddy plays piano in a restaurant.
Producers tend to look for talent, Trucy. Lemire, you're not from Beringia originally? Were you born here?
Well,
Oh, is that supposed to be a secret?
image is everything when you're a star. I know a bit about that, of course. Ah, yes, it is something like this. A contract, you might say. I'm also not to speak anything but Beringian in public. Image is important, I guess.
Well, image is important, I guess.
She's not all image, though. Her songs are lovely. A real landscape painter in sound.
A painter in what?
She travels the world, turning the sights she sees into music. That's the secret to your music's beauty, right? You're very perceptive. Oh, I use your songs all the time in my stage act. I don't have to pay royalties for that, do I?
Stop while you're ahead, Trucy.
This landscape painter and sound, too, is an image. Yet without it, my songs would not be so widely heard. They even call you the siren of the ballad, right?
Remember what his last words were.
Oh, boy. Yikes. Yikes, dude.
Yes, in Beringian, Lemire means the siren. I fear that perhaps already I am not the siren I once was.
Maki.
Your pianist, Maki, was it? He's cute, like a porcelain doll.
He's very European.
I met him while singing in restaurants in Bringya. He's an orphan, yet his playing is exquisite. Soon he came to live with me. It's like a fairy tale almost. I notice he hardly leaves your side.
I notice he hardly leaves your side.
Yes, well, he is blind. At first, I hesitated at dragging him across the world.
He doesn't speak English either, does he?
He had never left Bringya before we met. I made his presence part of my contract. Rocky and I together, Lamira, together always.
Mr. Latouche.
Mr. Latouche. What does she know about this guy?
Mr. Latouche was my new manager.
New?
Yes, from 3 months ago. Around when I received Mr. Gavin's invitation to come. I met Mr. Latouche at my office. He was to be my manager and bodyguard. And as it turned out, my interpreter.
Interpreter? Even though you speak English?
Yes, but we were to visit more places than just here. We had a concert in Japan scheduled after this one. Though I fear I may have to be cancelled now. Was Mr. Latouche from the Republic of Britannia too? Well, he was only with me for 3 months. I'm afraid there is much I do not know about him. And now I shall never know. No one will even tell me why he has died.
Oh, so she knows about it.
Oh boy. I'm sorry? Prosecutor Gavin said we weren't to talk to anyone.
Mr. Latouche was a talented man. The siren of the ballad. That phrase is his idea, you know. I am happy for him that it has become so well known.
The siren. That's what he meant.
Huh? Apollo?
You are the siren, right, Lamira?
That is the meaning of my name in Bringing, yes. It was the name my producer gave me, but why do you ask?
It's very important. I had to know for sure if the siren was you. Huh?
Oh, what do you mean important?
I'll tell you. You deserve to know.
All right, the siren.
Siren. It turns out that's a very important word in this case.
How?
When we found Mr. Latouche, he was still alive.
What?
I heard him say something. His last words. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me?
Ask witness.
Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is siren.
He said siren. Really?
I was the only one there to hear it, but I'm sure that's what he said.
Mr. Latouche said that? Ask the witness?
And you're the siren, Lamira. Did you see what happened? Lamira?
Might I ask, are you with the police?
Well, no. I'm a defense attorney.
An attorney? Yet there have been no arrests, yes?
Is that a problem?
Does an attorney not work for a client? If you have no client, you should leave the investigation to the police, I think. But Lemire, I'm sorry, but I cannot answer your questions. I'm afraid you lack the authority to ask them.
Why? If she witnessed the crime, why won't she tell us?
I believe we are through here.
I believe so.
Well, indeed. Dun, dun, dun.
That guitar. Take a look at it.
Yeah. Is it this one here?
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird design.
That guitar! That's the legendary AA400, the Red Badger!
I thought rock was supposed to be rebellious, not civic.
Every aspiring guitarist wants one of these. They even paint their own guitars to look like it.
The fickleness of youth.
You should dye your hair badger red too.
I like my hair the way it is, thank you very much.
The stubbornness of age.
Take a look at what are those postcards doing here?
Yeah, what is that?
Look, it's a postcard of Lemire.
What are these letters at the bottom? I've never seen these before.
And check it out. She's drawing on an easel.
Huh.
The very first image we saw when this game started was someone drawing on an easel.
Well then, might be somebody else, but who knows?
Who knows?
It must be her native tongue, Britannian. A landscape painter and sound. This is how it translates roughly. Please, take one.
A landscape painter in sound. That's a nice image.
Postcard added to the court record.
Try investigating it. No, nothing usual.
Yeah, you can't like turn it around or anything.
What does story mode tell us?
Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna either present something. Yeah, we're gonna present the brooch. Yeah, that makes sense.
That reminds me. Does this brooch look familiar to you?
My brooch? Yes. Well, it may be mine.
Yours, Lemire?
I was wearing a brooch earlier, you see. I must have lost it.
Well,
That explains the brooch we found. It was Lemire's. Thank you. I was wondering where I dropped it.
So this brooch belongs to her. That begs the question.
Is something wrong, Apollo?
What was this brooch doing at the crime scene?
yeah, indeed.
What else is the story telling us?
We're moving back to the hallway. If we run into that guy a third time,
July 8th, 12:22 a.m., backstage hallway. Whoa! Who's there now? Here comes Emma.
she's here.
Oh, it's you. Where were you?
Ah! Emma! Is something wrong? She looks grumpier than usual.
Bet something's wrong. The impossible's happened. Ah, it's all your fault, you know.
Oops. Maybe this is about us leaving the crime scene.
What do you mean by impossible?
Well, it's gone. Utterly gone.
What's gone?
The body, stupid. What else?
What?
Eh?
Mr. Latusse's body has disappeared.
What?
What? Oh
What
boy.
on earth? Huh? July 8th, Lemire's dressing room.
Ah! Prosecutor Gavin!
From your vacant stare, I've gathered you've heard the news.
I heard Mr. Latusse's body has gone missing.
Look for yourself. Quite the pickle. Quite the pickle.
How can you just stand there? We have to stop the investigation.
There's no need for alarm, Fräulein Detective. All entrances and exits have been sealed. The body will not leave the building. So I suggest we go find ourselves a cadaver. There will be plenty of time to ponder the whys later.
Well, you seem pretty sure of yourself, Mr. Gavin.
Oh, we'll find him. I'm rather enjoying this.
How could Mr. Latusse's body just disappear?
Somebody picked it up, obviously.
Well, you heard the man. Let's get searching.
Hey, I don't know if this is exactly the right time, but
Yes, Darian?
see, Geeter's gone missing. It was in the dressing room.
Geeter? Who's Geeter?
That's what I call my guitar. You like, man?
Your guitar was stolen?
This hasn't been a good day for guitars or guitars.
Okay, body first, then guitar. And if someone finds that guitar, please bring it to our dressing room.
Geeter's like a missing person, not lost and found, man.
Oh, God.
Talk to her.
Disappearing act.
Well, I sure as what did you call it? A sausage?
No.
No, wait, it was a pickle. And it's your pickle. I told you to stay in the room.
Sorry. Not much else I can say.
It's all right. Our priority now is finding that body. You can make it up to me later. 10 bags or so of chocolate snackers should do the trick nicely.
You should watch your sugar intake, Emma.
Well, hey, girls got to eat. All right. So what else? Right. So okay. What else do we have? No, not gonna look at the TV. Although that might be important.
Ooh, Apollo, can I eat some of those, please?
Absolutely not.
I know. But still, I yearn.
Look, you're not the only one eyeing that food can.
Well, then what are we waiting for? Let's eat.
Right.
Whoa. Stop it. Are you too crazy? Emma, you of all people should know better.
She tempted me. She's a temptress.
Please grow up.
Jesus. All right.
What's the story telling us?
Okay, well, let's look at the ground.
There should be a body here, but there's not. How could this have happened? And why?
There's something on the ground over there, it looks like, but I guess I can't find it. Yeah, what does story tell us? We're going to be moving. So we're going back to the backstage hallway, and we're moving again. No, I guess we're going back to the stage.
That platform.
Oh,
July 8th, 12:57 a.m. in the wings.
oh, the platform's raised.
Does something seem different to you, Apollo?
Something is definitely different here.
Let's check it out.
Wait, take a look. Oh, no, you're not going to move. Let's
examine
Let's
it.
examine that platform.
That stage there must have been lowered before.
That's the tower that Lemire and Prosecutor Gavin were singing on.
Someone must have raised it. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about that ladder there against the wall? We could use that to take a look up top.
Maybe we should get Emma.
What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves.
I'm not so good with heights.
Stop whining and start climbing.
All right, we're coming up.
It didn't look that high from below, really. But when we got to the top, I felt every one of those 15 feet down. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the height anymore.
Because...
Not after what we found up there. We found two things we were looking for, and one thing we never expected to find. What? Whoa. What? The body, guitar in hand, and the pianist, Maki Tobaye.
What the hell?
What, isn't that guitar in his hand? Oh my,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what they said.
I think I know who did this.
July 8th, 10:09 a.m., Write Anything Agency. We have
Two suspects.
really.
Wow, that concert last night sure went south in a hurry.
No kidding. Why did they arrest Maki? Why?
Don't look at me like it's my fault. Maki Tobaye, the blind pianist, arrested on suspicion of murdering Romain Latouche.
I can't believe such a cute little boy could do something so horrible.
Yeah, I can't either. That's why he didn't do it.
Right.
I guess they had proof of some kind.
Well, what?
Say that
I guess
again.
they had proof of some kind. Oops.
What proof could possibly prove that?
Morning.
Prosecutor Gavin?
What a night, eh? I apologize for being so upset.
Mr. Gavin, do you know what's going on? Why did they arrest Maki? Why?
Don't look at him like it's his fault either.
It was tough for me, too. We performed together that night, after all. Yet,
Yet?
the powers that be say that given the circumstances, it could only have been him.
What do you mean by circumstances?
Lemire was invited from Borgia as an ambassador of goodwill. It is vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly. That's all the powers that be want, really.
Well, those are circumstances, all right. But what makes Maki the only possible suspect?
Herr Forehead, you seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution, the enemy.
Ah, right. I think I like this side of Prosecutor Gavin better, actually.
I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of the case, especially not to the defense attorney.
What did you just say? Me? The defense attorney?
That's what I came to tell you. He's down at the detention center. He wants to request your services.
He? You mean Maki? Maki wants me?
This is what we've been waiting for, Apollo. Let's get going.
Right.
Good luck. I'm off to question Lemire.
Right. Later. I hope I'm up to this. Meanwhile,
Oh boy,
July 8th.
Detention Center. Visitors room.
Well, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe a cute little kid like that could do something so terrible.
You said that already.
Maki, everything's gonna be okay. We're here for you.
Hi. Maybe you could tell us. Maybe you could tell me about last night.
Huh?
That was when I realized how tough it must be. A little kid like this, in a country so far from everything he's ever known.
Maybe Lemire can help?
But didn't Prosecutor Gavin says she was with him?
Good luck. I'm off to question the mirror.
Well, what are we gonna do?
That's, a good question. I can't think of anything we can do but go with this. And hope for the best at the trial tomorrow. To
be continued.
So we're like an hour and a half into the stream.
Yep, we usually give it about 2 hours. I don't know how long the trial portion's going to be, so we have a choice. We either stop here and wait till next week, or we can go a little further. I mean, what, Misty? Do you have any input on that?
I mean, I don't have any time. I mean,
You don't have anything to do.
I have yes, nothing to do. I blocked the time off.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's keep going and let's see what happens.
March forward.
Overwrite the save.
Yeah.
And
Save complete. Go back and then continue on to the next chapter.
And
Right.
if it helps, I can do one of the other voices in the meantime.
yeah,
If
absolutely.
you don't
We'll
have
let you know if there's somebody else we can have you pick up.
July 9th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. All rise.
Court is now in session for, how do I say that? Maki Debaye, Your Honor, the Pixie of the Arpeggio. Right, his trial. Court is in session. You know what? You can get Trucy if you want, Misty. I kind of want somebody to take that voice over anyway. So
You got it.
okay, thanks.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is A-OK here, Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. My opening statement, yeah? No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yeah? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them?
Incurable disease?
What?
What?
Huh? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial, the Chief Justice's son.
Oh, the Chief Justice?
His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending?
She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for?
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck here, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think.
Huh?
First, to review the victim in this case. Romain Latouche, age 35. The global manager for diva songstress Lemire. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. The court accepts this into evidence. Latouche's autopsy report added to the court record.
Death due to loss of blood from a gunshot wound. Estimated time of death 9:30 p.m.
45 caliber. That's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. Suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering... Crime photo added to the court record.
Victim shot in shoulder in Lemaire's room.
2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit. I see. The court accepts this evidence. Diagram added to the court record.
Crime scene was Lemaire's dressing room.
If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use.
Really?
Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body.
The defense will take more care in choosing examples. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage, in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots.
He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
Yet, when the witness entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible! Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Maki Tabaye. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene makes it clear. Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand.
The detective, no less.
Okay. Your name and profession, please.
Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum last night.
Emma seems tired somehow.
Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder.
Now don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know.
I'm sure that makes her feel much better.
I want to hear about these larger mistakes.
In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please.
All right.
Well, here we go. Witness testimony time. Murder circumstances.
The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved in the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room, filled with blaring rock music, and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it.
I don't think so.
It was lucky that the detective was first on the scene.
But that door was the only way out of the room, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't get it. How can they say that Maki did it?
Looks like we need a bit more information.
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
All right, cross-examination time. Murder circumstances.
The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request.
Hold it! The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes?
That's right.
What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert.
My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall.
Conspiracy?
Well, isn't it obvious? My keys. That whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. And it's all because someone stole my keys. I couldn't ride my hog to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case.
There he goes again.
Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them?
Misplace them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own. What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you a prime suspect.
Get ready to rock, baby.
Love, slow acting and new. At your queen is waiting for you.
He's singing something.
Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top?
The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor adrift on a sea of sound. And anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen, so I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task.
I see. I can accept that.
Well, I can't. What do you... Well, I can't. What do you mean?
Time? Well, I can't. What do you mean time?
Go ahead.
Oh, I can't. What do you mean time on their hands?
Please, the testimony.
Only people who were involved in the content in some way were allowed backstage.
Hold it! We were let in, though.
I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you.
I gave the Fräulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again.
Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now.
Gee, great.
Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off.
So, no other outsiders were there then?
And then, at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots.
Hold it! I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots.
You were the one chatting. I was eating snackos.
Ah, hey! No snacking in court. And you're sure the shots came from the mirrors room?
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet.
Ow! Thanks. So, how about it, Emma?
You were right. There. I ought to be mistaken about that.
Please either talk or eat, not both at the same time.
Right. So, after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body.
Hold it! Rock?
Blaring, yes.
When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days?
That's right. When we went into the dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker on the wall.
They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through the speakers. That way, people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage.
Did it have to be so loud?
You don't listen to the Gavinners with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume.
And we walked into the room. The band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime.
If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself.
Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it.
Hold it! How could you know something like that?
As I said, it's clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room. That door. Small window only opened a tiny crack. And I was standing in front of that door. So, how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility. The air vent.
Ah,
Objection! But that air vent was too small! Who could possibly...
Exactly.
Ugh!
There's certainly no way you could get through. Not me. Only one who could fit through was a child.
A child?
Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed.
and of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The defendant? The pixie of the arpeggio flitted upward towards the sky
Appreciate.
and disappeared from the scene of the crime.
Objection! But that's just conjecture!
Oh, there was no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know, Hair Forehead.
Ugh!
And there's another vital piece of evidence.
Ooh. Evidence? What?
Marks are found on the air vent grill. Traces that it had recently been opened.
Wait, what?
Then something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant, Marky Tobias, fingerprints.
What? Rubble cheeseburger.
Order! That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Hair Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you?
Ugh!
Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie.
Ugh!
Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience.
So this was his decisive evidence.
Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that.
Huh.
The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive.
Ugh!
I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict, even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Fortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That'll have to be enough.
It can't be over already.
Very well. I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence, the prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain.
Apollo, you got us on the ropes already. You better come up with something quick.
I know! Think! What can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that can prove Maki is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that,
Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now.
this is it. And so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof?
So it's either we're going to call a witness. Yeah, we're calling a witness.
Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime.
We have one in our back pocket.
Are you absolutely sure?
Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor and on my million-seller hit song, Atraquin, My Love. Atraquinine.
There he goes again.
That's too bad, because there was a witness.
Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not?
Because I am the only one in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... Huh? He's alive! Mr. Latouche, can you hear me?
cold. So cold. Witness.
You're cold? Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. Help is on the way.
I can't see.
Hang in there, Mr. Lutus. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is Siren. What? The victim said this before he died? Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not.
What do you mean by that?
All we know is what Herr Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself.
Objection! But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently, you ignored me completely.
It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear, contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution, I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for.
There's no backing out now.
Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice.
All together, everybody.
Ms. Lemire, take that. Lemire?
Recall Mr. Lutus's last words.
The witness is Siren. The Siren. Aha! He meant the Siren.
That's right. The siren of the ballad, Lemire. Lemire was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, my claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lemire to the witness stand.
Lemire would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today, we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is.
It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to our courtroom.
You are too kind.
Ah, you can speak English?
Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There is much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it.
Huh? What does she mean she doesn't know?
I, too, thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course.
What's that?
Lemire suffers from amnesia. Oh, God. Amnesia?
Imagine what would happen if her memories came back.
Oh, boy.
Lemire is not my true name, yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage.
Oh, she's even more mysterious than I thought.
As lauded singer Lemire, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lemire.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness. What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened.
Lemire, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand.
Oh my.
Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy.
Ugh. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime.
All right, spill the beans, lady. Let's get to the bottom of this. Witness testimony time. What I saw.
As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set.
Well, that's a lie.
Yep, sure was. Might be proceed.
Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
Well, how the heck did she know he was dead?
Something's fishy going on here, I'll tell you that right now.
I must say you sound wonderful just testifying.
I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying.
There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be.
Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet.
Lemire wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I gotta find out what.
I know exactly where I'm going. I don't even have to.
Cross-examination time, what I saw.
So I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Oh, really? Explain this.
Objection! I'm sorry, Lemire, but I'm having trouble believing you.
Huh?
You remember this brooch, do you not?
Why, that's Lemire's. She was wearing it for her song.
Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin?
Well, what?
This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime.
What?
Lemire, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night.
What is the meaning of this? Lemire, please explain.
Lemire? What the
She says English is quite difficult.
That trick's not gonna work here.
Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact.
What now? Okay, what?
In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment.
What?
Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak.
Is she really saying all that?
She's talking about Apollo.
Right when the incident occurred. Ah! Is she talking about that?
Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup.
Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Latouche, can you hear me?
Cold. So cold. Witness.
You're cold? Don't worry. You're gonna be fine. Help is on the way.
The witness is siren.
Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Yipes! Emma! What was that? Who's there?
What's wrong?
Emma, did you see anyone just now?
Huh? No.
I could have sworn I heard a door close.
Oh.
Shite.
That's a problem.
I looked into the room. Go back.
Go to history.
I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you.
So this is when your brooch was dropped? That explains that.
It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it.
But that's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch?
Her forehead? She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. So she looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice.
hair forehead shouting. Know who's there, no doubt. A horrible voice indeed. Ugh!
I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony.
That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lemire, you did look into the room though, right?
Yes.
Testify as to what you saw.
Very well. There was only the briefest of glimpses.
I'm telling you, yep.
When my performance was finished backstage, I went backstage for just a moment.
What does story mode tell us?
I saw nothing. The late Mr. Medusa's
Body was, oh boy, here we go.
Was behind a wall.
So I saw, now look at her throat or something. The late Mr. Latusa's body. That twitch, get it! Gotcha! You may have seen the world, but I've seen your heart. You were flustered during your testimony just now.
I do not understand what it is you are saying. Perhaps this is a joke in your culture.
She doesn't seem very flustered to me, Apollo.
Maybe I got that one wrong. I have to look harder. I'll find that weak spot. Wait, do it again.
Yep. So the late Mr. Latusa's body
I
is
don't
behind a wall.
No, I don't think so,
Well,
man.
hang on, because let's just take a look at something real quick. You can see his body. There was the wall right here.
But I saw a twitch when she said the late Mr. Latouche.
Yep, I know. So hang on.
Oh yeah, you're right. You looked at that diagram, Sid. So I saw nothing. The late... Get it! Gotcha! The late Mr. Latouche's body, eh? Explain this. The late Mr. Latouche's body, you say?
Yes. Yes?
You know something more about Mr. Latouche's death than you are saying.
What?
I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes.
It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latouche have to be shot?
One moment, Lemire.
Yes?
What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latouche have to be shot?
Yes?
She was hiding something. I knew it! Lemire, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony.
How could that be?
Take this. Lemire contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it.
So it's either the investigation request.
Tell me, Lemire, how did you know he had been shot?
Well,
Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene.
Yeah, to ensure the efficiency and security of our investigation.
Secrecy.
To ensure the efficiency and secrecy of our investigation, the bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside the investigation concerning any details of the case. Yeah, so there's a gag order, but not only did she know he died, she knew he was shot.
This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Latouche had been shot. How could you have known? Got her on the ropes this time.
Lemire, you aren't hiding from this. You aren't hiding something from this court, I hope.
That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet.
now we remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony.
Of course. All we want to know is the truth.
She looks kind of pale. Huh.
She saw something. I know it. Even the victim said so.
I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latouche had been shot.
Hold it! only a glimpse, yet you knew they were bullet holes?
Yes, I recognized them immediately. I have seen bullet holes before, you know.
You have traveled the world as a singer. You must have sung in places far more dangerous than our country.
I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days.
Trucy's here. That's really cool.
Technical issues.
Oh, yeah,
That's okay.
sorry.
It's really cool. I hope I get to travel like Lemire one day.
I plan on recording my next album overseas. Their studios have a different sound, you know.
Maybe I should go on a Chords of Steel tour too.
How about no?
No.
Then I was led by police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
What is story telling us?
Yeah.
Going back to that statement. Bullet holes in the wall, numerous Bluetooth 7 shot. Well, what about this? Objection! Lemire, they call you the siren of the ballad, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature.
A put down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo.
Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah?
Come on, can't I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Lemire, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct?
Yes, that is so.
There were bullet holes in the room, yes? But they were in the wall the door is on. You see? Assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes.
Yeah.
Lemire,
Yes.
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw.
Yes, the happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Virginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing.
But she knew how Mr. Latouche died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lemire.
Very well. Lemire, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall.
All right, new testimony time. What I saw, too.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it.
Oh.
Huh.
There were two shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Marky. It was a grown person. I know it was.
Well then, who is that guy?
So you did witness the crime, and the killer was a grown person, you say? Ah, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Hair Forehead. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lemire. What's wrong? You don't look too happy.
This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong.
Hmm?
Why does it smell fishy? He's trying to divert the attention, I guess.
What I saw, too.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it.
Hold it! What exactly is something like a little window?
Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes?
You need not worry, Lemire. Your choice of words is impeccable. There is a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail.
That little window on the wall.
I saw the crime from there. There were two shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
Now, here's the deal, though. If she was standing in the doorway like she said before, why is she switching her testimony to the window?
What is Sorry telling us?
Yeah.
For time's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Something like a little window there. That's
Statement
how I
number
saw it.
2. Statement number 3.
2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
Statement number 4.
It wasn't Maki.
No, it wasn't Maki. A grown person. Who was that?
Yep.
Hold it!
Makes sense to press.
A grown person. That's a little vague.
I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly, you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female.
It was a man. A young man.
And you're sure of that?
Yes. His voice was quite clear.
Voice?
Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice. But wait. Couldn't it have been the victim, Mr. Latouche?
Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I did not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you were at the window and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Maki.
Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? It's contradictory.
Yep. Though it pains me to say this, there's something about Lemure's testimony that rings false.
Bravo, Hair Forehead. You're colder than I thought.
I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime.
But that means Lemire has to be lying.
I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting.
It is as Hair Forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony.
What next? What's he talking about?
Lemire, I understand why you would want to protect Maki. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about?
How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that?
I recall the state of the crime scene quite well.
The state of the room?
Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it.
What? But I'm sure.
Lemire, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser.
Objection! But she's the only eyewitness we had!
Object, Einspruch. So you say. And the victim named her, the siren, as the witness?
That's right! That's what Mr. Latouche...
We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility. And it brought us to this. Herr Judge? Yes? The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility.
But if Lemire can't testify...
We don't have a chance of proving Maki's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case. Danke. Now where were we? Ah, yes. I would like to hear from Fräulein Detective again.
Objection! Wait! Let me hear Lemire's testimony one last time!
But the cross-examination is already over.
Until such a time as a need arises, this witness may leave the stand.
I'm sorry, I could not be of more assistance.
Oh boy.
At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Hair Forehead?
I hope I didn't just miss my only chance.
Fräulein Detective, how far have we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted?
Don't ask me.
I dislike saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore.
If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying the only way Mr. Matus's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, say. Kinda limits the people who could possibly get there.
I certainly would have a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant.
A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though, reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
The circumstances? Again?
Let's take a quick look at something. The autopsy report. Renal Tuesday, age 35, male, time of death July 7th, between 9 and 9:30. Blood loss, time elapsed between shooting and death currently under review. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, and then there was the mixing board with the two. Whatever.
Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Maki? That was bizarre.
She's right. Why did Mr. Latus's body disappear from the room and end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less.
A perceptive observation here, Judge. Thanks. Was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough, you get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself.
Very good, Fräulein Detective. Perhaps you could tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer?
Well, here we go. Witness testimony time. The missing body.
I believe Maki stole the body because of some lyrics. He used the body to match the mirror's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. And Maki practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant.
That doesn't make sense.
No. Lemire's song?
Yes, the guitar's serenade. You noticed its code too, did you not?
It's code?
All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Then
Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latus's life was taken by a bullet.
The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, up together to the sky.
But that's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale. This reminds me of that movie, Along Came a Spider or something.
Yeah, it's weird.
I admit, I'd forgotten about the song. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were.
Hey, I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs, but killing? It's a wild world out there, Herr Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next, the cross-examination.
I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. Nope, cross-examination time.
Yeah, I don't know if we just grow like a hamburger or what.
What is story telling us for time's sake?
Yeah.
Okay, statement number 1, some lyrics. Statement number 2, body to match the Lemire's song. Statement number 3.
No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim.
Left a signature. No, he didn't. Did he? Hold it! What do you mean by his signature?
The bullet holes in the wall, of course.
The bullet holes?
The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall.
Ah, because he's blind.
That's right.
And that means what exactly?
That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range.
Difficult to miss, you say?
Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim.
No, you can't be serious!
Lucky, you can't see. That's why he missed. It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to find the gun. Poorly.
That reminds me. The monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed.
I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now?
Raise an objection, obviously.
Yep. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall, but that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see.
Oh my God. Oh? How so?
Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim.
That's certainly possible.
And it might have been the revolver's fault.
The revolver?
The revolver was a very large caliber, correct?
If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, it could dislocate their shoulder.
Exactly. The defendant, Maki Tabaye, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim.
A convincing argument, to be sure.
Haha. Take that, smug prosecution.
Apollo?
Huh? What?
That bit about Maki being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim. You kind of, admitting that he did it.
Oh.
It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point.
Ugh. Oh, cripes. I really put my foot on it this time.
But let's get the facts of the matter on the record, if you would, Fräulein Detective. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony.
Right. Oh, he's shot himself in the throat.
From the
From state of crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind.
Well, I don't know about that shit. Objection!
So why the body, though?
The prosecution holds that the shooter couldn't see.
Scientific conclusion based on a thorough examination of the crime scene, yes.
Apparently not thorough enough. I have a certain piece of evidence that completely overturns your claim.
What?
This is that evidence.
The photograph of the crime scene?
I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point.
Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the scene of the crime is...
That writing. Take that! The contradiction is right here.
Smeared blood stains.
I thought it was just my blurry vision. But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court.
Almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it. At least I think I get it.
Get what, Fräulein?
When Matisse was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh?
Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here.
That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion.
Can we take a look at that picture again? That looks really oddly. That looks odd.
Yeah.
You know? Oh.
Wait a
It looks
minute.
like Lemire's signature. Check it out. There's the blood, right? Get a look at this.
Burning like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away.
Look up in the upper right there.
What the hell? I mean, she did it?
Or it's the same.
Oh, I guess that's what the.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh boy.
Rat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I.
No one has anything else to say?
About what?
So the prosecution accepts this? You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out?
What's your point?
What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name?
It couldn't have been. Well, Mr. Matisse was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was. Wait.
Once he saw what it was.
But what did you just testify about the shooter?
Da 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 da.
I said they were blind. Ah!
Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Maki Tabai, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter.
Impossible!
Rubble cheeseburger. Order! Order! Order!
Diet Coke!
Please, Prosecutor Gavin, explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now, it seems I owe the court an apology. Huh? The Gavinners are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner.
I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here.
Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us.
I've got an idea. Let's rock!
Yeah, baby.
With these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fräulein detective, if I may.
What?
Tell me, why do you think that Maki Tabaye is blind?
Huh?
What did he say?
What are you saying? Of course he's blind.
Of course.
He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lemire lead him around by the hand all the time?
No way!
I have a report here on the defendant, Maki Dabaye. According to this, Maki Dabaye can see perfectly well.
What?
What? His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. He can see quite well.
Objection! But you said...
What did I say exactly?
Huh?
Herr Forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was Fräulein Detective.
But that's...
A significant fact, yes. Consider, Maki Dabaye sees, and he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this.
What about the bullet holes in the wall?
Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Herr Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Herr Forehead.
Yeah!
Diet Coke.
Cheeseburger. Oh, no.
I knew you didn't have what it took.
You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Apologize.
Oh, sorry.
That's no way to apologize.
He's angered the Trucy now. Look out!
Ahem. If we can please end the bickering now.
Whatever. I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solve this case if it kills me.
But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant.
Don't say that.
Ha ha ha.
Aha, what?
It's bloodstained. Governor tried to wipe it off, right?
That seems to be what happened, yes.
You might be able to find what was really written here.
Really? You could do that?
That's right. With this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it. Chemical that reacts to blood.
Yes. Have we done those tests yet?
As if I'm going to tell you.
The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now.
Right. Go for it, Apollo.
Huh? I have to do the test?
You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple.
A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere.
Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it.
Right. Ready? It's as easy as pie. Just press X to spray an area. Here, give it a try.
The eyes of the entire court are focused on me.
Apollo, your hand's shaking.
Ugh. Let's do this. What the? Whoa. What is this?
Definitely not a lemon.
Wow. It really works.
So it wasn't Lemire's signature after all, but it was a number.
Yeah.
IP 314206. Huh?
What?
What is that?
Wait a minute.
This must be the power of science. It says IPXX 314206. Is that the killer's knife?
Maybe it is. If the killer was a robot. Aha! I have it.
So what is it?
I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number.
Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency?
Uh-oh. Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number?
Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that?
Good show, Fräulein Detective. Rock on.
Eh?
Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Uh-oh. Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number.
Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27.
I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent...
Oh, wait. I know. What if Monkey the Boy is really an undercover Interpol agent?
I don't know about that shit.
That would be a possibility. A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain.
Why did Latouche know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know.
Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Maki Tabaye.
What are you talking about?
Fräulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. Seemed too much of a bother to tell you.
You had me into that last bit.
Does this not raise a rather straightforward question?
Then, sure. Why didn't Maki pretend he couldn't see?
Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Hair Forehead?
Huh? Me?
Maki Tabaye pretended he was blind. Do you know why?
How
How
could...
could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows, doesn't he?
He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time.
Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else.
What does that have to do with anything?
There was a reason why Maki Tabaye pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now?
It wasn't for himself?
Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? I mean, I don't have a clue, but...
Maki had no reason to pretend he couldn't see. Which means, no, it couldn't be.
Good show, Hair Forehead. It seems you've thought of something.
Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see.
Oh, what is that? It's either the investigation request or...
Take that.
Oh, that is Lemire?
Lemire and Maki Tabaye. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country.
The mirror and her penis. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him.
That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go.
All times?
Yet, we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Maki could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time?
Well, wasn't it part of their performance?
I think there's a simpler explanation. Maki did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing.
Oh, Really?
Really? It was all the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lemire.
Huh? You lost me, pal. What's this? So you mean to say that Lemire is... she's...
Yes, Your Honor. Lemire is blind.
What?
What?
What
in the world?
Order! Order! This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. Yet I see it as not vast in vain. This time, he's quite correct. But that makes no sense.
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something?
Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lemire herself? Now, hang on a second. Oops. I believe she's still in the witness waiting room. Now, it says here that sight, seeing, music, like, you know, something like musique. You know, she uses sound to paint.
Well, now.
That's why she's blind.
Apollo, what does this mean for our case?
Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see.
Yeah, that's why she's a crappy witness, though.
I didn't even imagine it until now.
Bailiff, bring in Lemire. Lemire, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way, and yet I must.
Please, do not be concerned on my behalf.
Those eyes. She really can't see? Really?
It is true.
Huh.
How funny it is that a tiny lad born in the Beringian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world.
So you are?
Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lemire. Note too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lemire.
I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial here, Forehead.
Huh? What's that?
I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Now, Lemire, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes?
Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here.
I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor.
Oh, boy.
All right, time for a little witness testimony. Finally.
Lemire's eyes.
I have no memory of the light. I debuted in the world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But this is a murder trial.
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would.
She told us the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add?
I'd like to cross-examine.
What is there left to ask?
There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me.
Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness.
Okay, there's only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that, and I'll be happy. Well, what does story tell us for time's sake?
Yeah.
Cross-examination time, Lemire's eyes. All right, so statement number 1, no memory of the light. Statement number 2, debuted in the world of darkness and sound. Statement number 3, Trucy came up with my PR line before he knew this.
Yeah, this is very, very confusing as a case.
Silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others, huh? What staff? Hold it! When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche?
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You were thinking of when you discovered the body, yes?
Huh?
Is he right, Apollo?
Yes, I was. Oh boy. Huh? He's alive! Mr. Latouche, can you hear me?
Cold. So cold. Witness.
You're cold? Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Help is on the way.
Can't see.
Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness?
He's saying that the witness can't see. The witness is siren.
How many times have I heard that scene? Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind.
I don't know.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself.
Meaning what?
There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness, siren. We heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that.
Before? What came before that?
That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he was talking about him. He wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see. Too bad the defense did not. Well, Hair Forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Rubble. Order. Recall Lemir's earlier testimony.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? Oh, so she was standing at that window.
But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice.
Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course.
But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant.
Your Honor!
What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here?
We have the results back from the investigation.
The investigation? The Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescent, your report, please. I wonder if she's going to get tipped off about that voice.
I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing.
Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent?
IPXX 314206. The agent registered number under this number was Romain Latouche. What? Wait a minute.
What?
Undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And a cautious killer tried to wipe them away.
Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent. So him being Lemir's manager
Was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found.
Well, out with it.
It concerns that 45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched.
So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver.
So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything.
It's gotta tie in somehow, you'd think.
Yeah, somehow.
Thanks for looking into that. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It's a great help.
Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out.
Hold it!
I knew it. She recognized the voice.
Right.
Lemire, is something the matter?
That voice just now.
Darian?
Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I'm sure of it.
It was him? You aren't saying...
That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche, when I heard the gunshots fired, it was him. It was Mr. Darian.
Is this some kind of a joke?
What? No way! What in the world? The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. Lemire fingering Darian Crescent. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lemire heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it.
Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo.
To be continued. Yeah, we're going to have to cut it off here.
Misty, I gotta say, I was impressed with how you handled both those voices, and
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yep. Thanks for filling in. So we're gonna go ahead and go right back to intermission. So so for our friend Keith. So first of all, I can't wrap my head around this case. I'm like, what's going on?
Wow.
It makes absolutely no sense. So, but I'm sure we're gonna find out a whole bunch more. So. We got plenty more to come next week. So, same back time, same back channel. For Keyblade Sonic and his appearance earlier today. For Misty Jin, I'm the Cannonball Alex Steele.
I am the package Andrew Steele.
We are the Steel Brothers.